There's some of the videos I posted recently. I have seen some requests or questions about PvE. It seems like a lot of people are interested in PvE. Now, I'm no expert on PvE, but I understand this game quite well, and I think I know what needs to be done. Right now, in PvE, this is my main issue. I have no cooldowns. There's just no cooldowns. So if I go into, let's say, like a raid, Calantia, or a trial, I just simply have no cooldowns. And I can obviously rely on marker from a healer or a liberator, let's say, but I don't want to rely on that. So how can we fix this? I have cooked up a build strictly for PvE that is quite cheap to achieve. Now, my cooldown speed is 25 and my attack speed is 50%. Now, in this build that I cooked up, I basically doubled these figures. Now, let me show you real quick. So, let me just fix this. This is what I made for PvE. Now, this build should be pretty easy to access, pretty cheap to access. The only expensive item here is the helmet, but you could probably swap this helmet out if you wanted to. It's not really that big of a deal. Now, this build is strictly for PvE. I would not use this in PvP, but when it comes to PvE, I think this build should do very well. You have 20% more attack speed than what I have, and attack speed is not really that needed on spear since we get quite a lot from masteries and buffs. I get well over 100% attack speed in PvE when all the buffs are activated, so not really an issue. The big issue here is cooldown. Now, as you can see, my cooldown has basically doubled with this build, which is pretty decent. Now, again, this is cheap. You could push this even higher. I'll show you how. Later down the road, maybe 2-3 months from now, you will probably have these items maxed out, acquired and maxed out. Let me just do it like this, and let's say like that. Now, this should work on basically every class. This is a melee specific setup, but you could probably tweak it a little bit and use it on any other class, like Liberator or anything else really. Let's just say, let's do it like this, and maybe let's just say like this. Doesn't really matter. Now, the key here is wisdom. You need to have high wisdom. You could probably tweak it a little bit and have even higher wisdom. I have Imperial Seeker chest and shoes here, but you could probably swap them out for something else. You have a crit chance and hit chance here. You don't really need this for PvE. You need more cooldown and attack speed, really. Maybe a little bit of heavy skill damage boost, but you don't need crit and heavy or hit that high like you have in PvP, because bosses don't have high endurance, high evasion, really, not even a little bit. So with this spear and this helmet, my cooldown has went up to 76%, and attack speed is at 74%, which is quite a lot. Now, like I said, this could be even higher, but this is a, let's say, budget-friendly build. Besides the spear and the helmet, but you can work on these for 2-3 months. Obviously, you're not gonna have them right now. Nobody has them right now unless you're spending a lot of money. But in 2-3 months, you should have these maxed out, roughly. Now, if you have a lot of money and you want to invest into PvE, you can tweak this and push it even higher, like 90% cooldown speed, let's say. Now, I'm just gonna give you one quick example, and you can basically fill in the rest. Over here in the bracelet department, you could swap out this bracelet for the bracelet of fractured wards. You get more cooldown speed from this. You lose crit, you lose bonus damage, but you don't really need this in PvE anyway. You need more cooldown and you need more attack speed. You cannot have long cooldowns in PvE. You need to attack all the time. You don't really care about how much you crit or how much you heavy for, because the enemies don't have undo or evasion. You just need cooldown and attack speed. Now this gives you cooldown, and my cooldown goes up. Now I've seen this cooldown get pushed to 90% or higher. This could be done, but it will not be cheap. You need to invest your Lucent. Now for free, as you saw, it's not that bad. If you do it for free, like I just showed you, it could be done. and you will do big, big, big numbies, bigger than what I had just shown recently. So if you're into PvE and you play melee, or let's say spear, I think this should also work on greatsword. This is something that you could try it for, and yeah, I think this will work well for you.